The best-selling tractor on earth isn't green or orange. It's Mahindra, and the warranty it ships with is number 7 on this list. The spec the lot won't slow down to mention. That's a 7-year powertrain promise on the smaller machines, longer than the green or orange yard hands you. Now, before the comments light up, that world title comes with an asterisk. I'd rather say it out loud than have you catch me on it. Mahindra sells more tractors than anyone because India buys more tractors than anyone, mostly small ones. But the machine quietly outgrowing the field in the American compact yard runs on that same idea, and almost nobody here is looking. 7 things the dealer won't tell you. The 3 models actually worth your money. And the lawsuit that proves the whole point. So, number 7. The warranty. You've stood on a lot while a guy in a polo waved a little card and told you you're covered. And you nodded, because what else do you do? On the smaller Mahindra machines, that card is a 7-year powertrain warranty. The green lot down the road covers its compacts for 6 years or 2,000 hours, whichever runs out first. So you're handed a longer runway on the parts that cost the most to fix, the engine and the guts of the transmission. But here's the honest part, and it matters. Mahindra is not the longest in the business. Yanmar quietly covers its powertrain for 10 years, and I'm not going to pretend otherwise. There's a paper trail too. A few years back, the ad watchdogs made Mahindra stop calling it the best warranty, because the coverage had gaps for some commercial work. So the line they're still allowed to make is the honest one. Longest term, not best. Number 6 kills the cheap shot you'll hear at the counter, that it's just some foreign no-name. The story starts in 1963, with a license to build an international harvester tractor. The B275, red iron a lot of old-timers still swear by. And for years the machines sold here weren't all built in one place. The Little Max units came out of Mitsubishi in Japan. The E-Max ran a Yanmar engine, the same Yanmar that builds engines for the green subcompacts. And the 2000 series came from TYM in Korea. So the badge says one thing, but the iron underneath has Japanese and Korean and British fingerprints on it. Remember that Yanmar engine, by the way. It comes back. Number 5 makes diesel guys lean in. If you've watched a neighbor sit in the yard while his tractor burns off a clogged filter on its own schedule, you know regen. That's the cleaning cycle on a diesel particulate filter, and it eats time and fuel. On most Mahindras under 75 horsepower, there's no particulate filter, no regen, and no exhaust fluid to keep topping off. Now, a salesman might tell you it carries no emissions gear at all. That's a lie, and you should walk if you hear it. It still runs a catalyst that gets hot to clean the exhaust, and it meets the same federal tier as everyone else, but it skips the filter and the regen headache, and that's a real checkable difference, not magic. Number 4, the loader, because that's the part you'll actually use every weekend. Line up a Mahindra 1626 against a Kubota L2501, 2 subcompacts in the same class. On paper, the Mahindra lifts more up front, moves more hydraulic fluid, and stickers for less. That's a lot of capability per dollar. But I'll caveat it, because this crowd checks. Loader numbers get measured at different spots, at the pins or out past the bucket, and brands pick the flattering one. So don't trust the brochure. Make them lift a full bucket of wet dirt in front of you. Measured fair, the value gap is real, but it's narrower than the glossy sheet wants. And here's the thread tying the last few together. That Yanmar engine, the Mitsubishi factory, a Finnish combine maker Mahindra now owns outright. While America argued green versus orange, Mahindra was quietly buying up engineering on 3 continents. Number 3 is where I stop selling and start warning, because a fair video has to. The biggest weakness isn't the machine, it's everything around it. The dealer network is thin. Kubota runs over 1,000 dealers, Deere runs a couple thousand, and Mahindra runs a few hundred, packed into certain states. So parts and service depend hard on whether a good dealer sits near you. And resale, let's be straight, a used Mahindra brings less than a used Deere or Kubota. Full stop. You pocket the savings up front, not at trade-in. So the old rule holds here harder than anywhere. You're not buying the tractor, you're buying the dealer behind it. Number 2 is the fact this whole thing hangs on, told straight. Mahindra sells more tractors than any company on earth, over 400,000 in a single year, and it's held that title for more than a decade. But most of those are smaller machines sold across India, where more tractors move than anywhere on the planet. So the skeptic says that doesn't count here, and I get the instinct. But think about what it proves. A company building at that scale knows how to make a simple, repairable diesel cheaply, which is exactly what a guy on 10 acres wants. America didn't reject that machine on the merits, we just never looked. And number one, the one that should make every landowner sit up. This isn't really about Mahindra, it's about what you're up against. In January of 2025, the Federal Trade Commission and a group of states sued John Deere. The claim that it locked farmers out of repairing their own equipment by controlling the diagnostic software. A judge let the case move forward, and in April of 2026, Deere filed to settle for $99 million. It agreed to hand owners and independent shops the repair tools for 10 years. Think about that for a second. You can buy a $40,000 machine and still not be allowed to fix it without the dealer's blessing. But the simpler and less locked down a tractor is, the more of it you actually own. That, more than any spec, is why the rest of the world's pick deserves a second look. So the point was never to scare you off green or orange. Those are fine machines, and if you love yours, keep it. The point is, you've now got the whole board, not just the half the lot wants you to see. So here are the 3 Mahindras actually worth your money, each with the one catch I'd want a friend to tell me. First, the value subcompact, the E-Max class or the newer Oja. Under 25 horsepower, no filter, no regen. It'll mow, blade a drive, and move mulch without complaint, usually thousands under a comparable green machine. The catch, some of these were built by an outside partner that Mahindra has since split from. So confirm who built the exact unit you're looking at, and confirm a dealer is close. Second, and this is the sweet spot for most acreage, the 2638. About 37 horsepower, that no regen diesel, and a real loader, sized for a place that's 3 to 20 acres. It's Mahindra's best seller here for a reason. The catch, the older ones came from Korea, and the line is moving in-house. So ask which build you're getting before you fall in love. And third, if you want heavy and simple, the bigger India-built machines, the 4500 class and up. Thick castings, basic mechanics, the kind of tractor you fix with a wrench and a manual instead of a laptop. The catch, fit and finish, is rougher than the Japanese-built units, and resale still trails the big two. But for open field work you plan to keep 20 years, that's the honest value play. So here's the core of it. The rest of the world didn't pick the planet's top-selling tractor because they're foolish. They picked it because, for simple, hard, repairable work, the math holds up. And the only reason it feels like a secret here is simple. A thin dealer network and a long habit of green versus orange kept it quiet. You don't have to switch. You just have to stop letting a paint color make a $40,000 decision for you. Walk the lot knowing the warranty term, the loader truth, and who really owns the right to fix what you bought. So next time someone tells you the only real tractors are green or orange, you'll know who actually rules the rest of the world. YouTube thinks you'll like these 2 videos on your screen, so click one. And if you made it to the end, subscribe,